Welcome back to another video on future states. Today we're checking out Superman of Metropolis #1. Now this issue has 3 different stories in it, 42 pages of content. We got 2 writers, Brandon Easton and Sean Lewis, and we got 4 different artists like Valentine Delandro, Coley Hammer, John Timms, and Michael Levon Omink. So a lot of work and talent put into this comic. But was it good or bad? Did it hold up to the standard of like the best future state titles like Wonder Woman and say Swamp Thing? Well, we're about to see it, right? So, if you guys are ready, let's dive into this issue. We begin in the year 2030. Welcome to the Metropolis of tomorrow. We see riders having a standoff against the military. A general gives the riders one last chance to turn off an artificial nanotech called brain cells. The rioters refuse. The military open fire. A child in the middle of the riots cries out. He's lost and he's about to be killed. Jonathan Kent, Superman, shows up and blocks the child and rioters from the military's firepower. Superman tells the general and his army to leave. The general refuses and shouts, "Fire! You hear a big boom! A big shot is blasted from a military tank at Superman. Superman blocks the hits. The military say that they are not the villain. It's Trojan zealots who created the artificial intelligence brain cells. Brain cells is controlling all these citizens and people in Metropolis. The military don't know that though. They just think these are people that are trying to go against the city, go against the military. So we have this big chaos just erupting. The military continue to shoot. They are against Superman. Superman powers through them and makes it to a building nearby. Superman arrives in the building to confront the villain, Brain Cell. Years ago when Brainiac attacked, Supergirl and Jonathan Kent Superman defeated him, but then Brain Cells was created by another species, Trojan Zealots. Brain Cells is similar to Brainiac. They are coming for Brain Cells, the Zealots, right? Now, Brain Cells listens to what Superman has to say. Superman then restrains Brain Cells. Superman takes firepower from the military and escorts Brain Cells out of the building. Superman flies Brain Cells up to the sky. The general reports, Superman is leaving with the assets. Follow him. Brain Cells tells Jonathan Kent that he is not fitted to be the hero of Metropolis. All the villains, Brainiac, the 5 Empires, the Golden Gods of Kreon, and the Time Lucadors were defeated by Clark and Kara, not Jonathan. Brain Cells tries to put doubt in Jonathan's head. Jonathan ignores him and orders Kal-X to shrink Metropolis. Later, Supergirl notices that Metropolis is gone. The only area that once inhabited Metropolis is now a hole filled with a waterfall from the ocean. Kara says, John? Superman flies Brain Cells to the Fortress of Solitude. Jonathan is setting up Brain Cells' containment. Brain Cells mocks John and questions his plans. Brain Cells says John made Metropolis citizens prisoners. Superman disagrees, but that's when Supergirl shows up and admits that she agrees with Brain Cells. Supergirl tells John she saw what he did with Metropolis. John has made a mess. Kara is angry at him. John tells Kara she doesn't understand what he's doing. Supergirl says, I don't care. We're going to hand over Brain Cells when the military arrives, and then you're going to step down as Superman. John is surprised. Brain Cells is impressed with Kara's decision and agrees with her. Supergirl then gives John 2 choices. Go with her terms or she'll take them by force. Supergirl wants to fight John. John doesn't understand Kara's reasoning. The military invaded a city of people. They are in the wrong. Also, turning Brain Cells over to the government isn't right. John says, we're steps closer to becoming Gotham. Kara is glad to hear John disagrees. She punches John in the face. Brain cells screams, "Yes, Kara, yes!" Kara is controlled by brain cells. Kara punches John multiple times and throws him out of the Fortress of Solitude. The military arrive with drones. They surround John. John tries to fight back, but that's when he's hit from behind by Supergirl. John uses his heat vision. Kara uses her heat vision. Their blast of energy collides. They both are blasted back. Brain cells in the Fortress of Solitude begins to pick up the bottled city of Metropolis. He's gonna take it. Kara lashes out and wants John to explain his reasoning for shrinking Metropolis into a bottle. John explains that he had to buy some time when he found a whole city controlled by brain cells, about to fight the military. He had to fight back against the military. He had to take brain cells so he couldn't control anyone else. And since Metropolis was already controlled, he had to shrink it and take it to the fortress. Kara gets mad and goes to attack John. The military drones begin to fire, but that's when you hear a crash. The Trojan zealots arrive in their huge spaceship. They destroy all the military drones. They are going to pick up brain cells in the bottled city of Metropolis. Kara snaps out of brain cells' control. John and Kara fly to the fortress to secure Metropolis. They find the bottled city missing, but then Brain Cells shows up. He's more powerful, and he has Metropolis in his grasp. Kara goes to attack. Brain Cells blast Kara back with a substance that harms Kryptonians. Kara is defeated. She's almost dead. John is mad. He holds Kara in his hands. Brain Cells flies out of the Fortress of Solitude toward the Trojan Zealot's ship. He will bring Metropolis to a better place where there's no fake Superman. John flies up to save Metropolis. He may be too late. Metropolis may be gone. We shift to Metropolis, inside this bottle, writes, and we see Mr. Miracle, who's walking by this harbor. New reporters are reporting of a barrier outside of Metropolis. The mayor is unable to speak with outside cities. The new reporters approach Shiloh Norman, aka Mr. Miracle. They ask Mr. Miracle if he can offer an insight about the bizarre scenario that Metropolis is in. People watch on TV. Mr. Miracle says, "Stay where you are. Remain calm. Let the professionals handle this. It's Metropolis. We've seen worse." He rides off through the harbor of Metropolis. Mr. Miracle tries to use his mother box and powers to find out what is the barrier covering over Metropolis. He doesn't know Metropolis has been shrunk into a bottle. He hears a klaxon robot from above. He thinks he can find who's surrounding Metropolis. The klaxon robots fly toward Metropolis City. Mr. Miracle flies faster and tells civilians to seek cover. He'll protect them. He shoots his beams. You're thoom! He destroys one robot and continues to fight the other robots. Mr. Miracle then grabs a pole and destroys one of the robots. The klaxon robots unleash their tentacles to bind Mr. Miracle. He's surrounded, but he's the Earth's greatest escape artist. He'll get out. He's thrown to the ground. He's about to be defeated, but that's when he grabs the electric wire. Mr. Miracle blasts all the klaxon robots to pieces with electric energy. You hear a big wah-woom, he says. Improvisation is often the key to victory. Wise words, Thaddeus. Thaddeus Brown was the teacher to Shiloh Norman. Mr. Miracle then flies to the sky and confronts these big robots. His suit then fails and begins to fall back down to Metropolis. He lands in the street. You hear a big loud thoom. Mr. Miracle is then grabbed by klaxon robots and thrown into a building. You hear a whammo. Now the klaxon robots walk toward Mr. Miracle. Their intention is to kill him. They point their blasters at him. How will Mr. Miracle escape this? Now we shift to 6 months into Metropolis being stuck in this bottle. The city is losing its resources. Chaos is beginning to take form. We see the Guardian driving an ambulance on a bridge. The ambulance is on fire. He gets a call from a woman named Mary. He asks, "Who the hell am I dealing with?" Now, Mary says to Guardian that he is only an EMT instead of an actual hero. Guardian then drives the burning ambulance off the bridge. We shift to 24 hours earlier. Guardian visits Jimmy Olsen at the diner. This diner is surrounded from all sides by people. Jimmy thinks Superman will come eventually. Right now, he's putting pictures up of Superman around the city so people feel hope. Jimmy still needs Guardian's help though. The diner is then broken into by civilians. Jimmy and Guardian's waitress is hurt. Jimmy takes her to an ambulance. Guardian jumps out of the diner and defends himself against the rioters. Guardian then throws the shield and takes out a multitude of people. Guardian finds the waitress. She sends him looking for answers across the city. She's disappeared, and Jimmy Olsen is gone as well. Riots are happening in Bakerline, Suicide Slum, Metropolis University, and Hell's Gates Estates. Guardian sees Black Lightning and Steel trying to keep order in the city. Guardian tries to do the same. Guardian goes back to the waitress at the diner after she's healed up. Guardian and the waitress theorize about where Jimmy Olsen could have gone. They need his help. A civilian then runs into the diner and tells Guardian that Jimmy Olsen has been kidnapped by Mary. We shift to Mary holding Jimmy Olsen on the top of the Daily Planet. She's going to kill him. Now Mary reveals that she worked with Andre Trojan, one of the main people of the Trojan Zealots. She helped release brain cells. She tells Jimmy that she put a bomb in the city. It will go off soon. This bomb is in an ambulance. Now we see Guardian. He actually finds the bomb in the ambulance. He jumps in the ambulance and starts driving it. He's trying to get away from people. Now we see a huge explosion on the bridge. Mary's plans have worked. Jimmy Olsen shouts, "No!" Now Mary's happy. This bomb might have killed a lot of people. Now we see Guardian's shield in the water. Did the Guardian die? Did that whole bridge blow up? Are a lot of people dead? We'll find out in the next issue. But for now, that's the end of Future State's Superman of Metropolis. So that was Future State's Superman of Metropolis #1. Now there's 3 stories in here, and the first story with Superman and Kara going up against the military and brain cells, it was action-packed, but I honestly didn't really care about the story itself. The plot was kinda, whatever. It is a cool idea that Metropolis gets stuck in a bottle, like Condor, you know how like the bottled city of Condor, that whole mythology of Superman. I really like that. And I like how they put Metropolis in the bottle this time, and it's actually Jonathan Kent Superboy who does that. And guys, I like seeing Jonathan Kent Superboy as Superman. Like, that's a cool sight to see. Because I love seeing Jonathan as Superman in DC's, DC's Dead Planet, but it's cool to see it actually in canon. Now, see him fight off against Kara, that's really dope. It was a cool fight scene. But the actual plot with brain cells and, the Trojan Zealots, for me, wasn't really interesting. It was kind of Like, I didn't care about brain cells. Thought his design looked a little dumb. And his character was just generic. And then the Trojan Zealots, just another alien species, just to create conflict. The conflict itself wasn't that amazing, right? It was just but it was really the characters like Jonathan Kent, Supergirl, who made that story. And guys, the artwork by John Timms looked really good. I really liked the artwork. It looked amazing, alright? Like, John Timms sometimes is hit or miss for me, but here, he delivered everything, guys. He made Superman look cool, he made Supergirl look cool, he made, their fight scene look really dope, and he showed a lot of different perspectives of Metropolis. And that one big dope hate spread of, Metropolis gone, there's just a big hole in the ground, and Supergirl's like, John, she's, surprised. That was drawn so well. Like, I really feel like John Timms, like, carried that story, alright? I feel like if the artwork wasn't good, I feel like the entire story would just crumbled. So yeah, it was a decent story that was held up by a couple things. The second story is my favorites, with Mr. Miracle finding out against some robots, and he's trying to escape all these situations, and at the end, he's in the worst situation yet. Will he escape? It ends on a good cliffhanger that gets me excited to continue this Mr. Miracle storyline, and how he speaks to, like, the media, and how Mr. Miracle acts. Like, Shiloh Norman is a cool character, and he's done very well here. Like, he's written well, and the theme of, oh, he has to escape, he's using his lessons from Thaddeus Brown, like, that was great. I like that. Now, it wasn't an amazing story, but it was solid enough. It kept the momentum up for the issue. Now, the final story is the weakest in my opinion. We see Guardian and Jimmy Olsen, they show up, they're trying to keep hope in Metropolis. That's not going so well, there's chaos. Then we see this big explosion happen by this one girl named Mary, who is working with the Zealots, who gives a crap about Mary? I don't. And at the end, we see Guardian, he may have died. It's a good cliffhanger, but the rest of it was kind of whatever. Like, there was some cool action, and the art was good at times, but also the art was hit or miss for me at times, and the writing was just all over the place. I don't like how they did, oh, start the story here, but let's go 24 hours earlier, and then 12 hours later, and then go to the actual point in Guardian, he may have died. I never like it when they start ahead of the story and then go back. Like, I'm never a big fan of that, unless they do it really well, which in this case, not so much. But yeah, overall, this issue was kind of the middle for me in terms of Future State titles. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great, it was just decent. It was just alright. And you should check it out if you're a Superman fan. If you're just trying to check out all the Future State titles, then this won't be at the top of your list, but you should still check it out. And that's why I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's passable, a little long, but the Mr. Miracle story I feel like was worth it. And the artwork throughout is pretty good. But yeah, guys, tell me your thoughts on this issue down below. What'd you think about it? What'd you rate from 1 to 10? And yeah, guys, if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. New to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next Future States video. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.